seconds remaining.
What's up, guys, and welcome back. We got more PGL Open, but this is the closed part, as we got Team Empire going up against Team Virtus.pro, pretty much as CIS can get. This one should be good. Best of 3. We're in the kind of bracket stage of the qualifiers right now. The other bracket half should be played
10 seconds
like in
remaining.
30 minutes or something like that. So yeah, we're gonna have either Navi or Vega as the winner of this one faces up against them as they try to move forward. But that's not important right now. That's really irrelevant. We don't care about those teams. Those teams suck. These teams, Empire and Virtus.pro, this is where we're at right now. So we have ourselves pretty much a pure CIS rumble. I'm Mike Loris, gonna be your caster for these games. And hopefully they're gonna be pretty good ones. That's all I can hope right now. We got a lot of support hate coming out of the first phase of banning. Can open things up to, well, pretty much anything you want. You want that Necrophos? Go ahead and pick up the Necrophos. The AA was already banned out, so the path is at least as clear as it can possibly get. And God, oh, my computer is messing up again. But I think that's because I changed a setting by switching up something. Yes. Why did it change to that? I don't know.
Remaining.
But hopefully I could fix it without restarting the stream.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh my god, I may have fixed it for the first time ever. Hot damn. Okay, guys. Got Necrophos as well as the Spirit Breaker for Team Empire. A very aggressive start coming out from them. Love me some Spirit Breaker first pick. I think this is probably one of the better ways to open up your draft. Lets you be very aggressive, keeps you open to the Darkseer, dual lane with the ion shells, incredibly potent. It is rather blatant though, like as Virtus.pro, Nature's Prophet doesn't really want to be seeing that, and that is pretty much the drawback of picking up Nature's Prophet first, is that you tend to be facing up against more Spirit Breakers, more Bat Riders, and more Svens, and you're going to have, at least in general, a little bit of a tougher time. So it's up to Virtus.pro to kind of be more aggressive and kind of smooth that out themselves. With the Nyx Assassin, that is a pretty good way of starting. You know, not really like aggressive in the lanes necessarily, though we have seen teams pick up Nyx Assassin with heroes like Rubik and try to get those double stun combos going, and on heroes like a Necrophos, double stun with mana burn up against Necrophos. Oh man, that does a lot of damage, so you definitely have some power there. But this is going to be more so in the kind of map control aspect, where VP are going to look to try to make their bread. Nyx Assassin, of course, with the Scouting Vendetta. We got Nature's Prophet with the ability to teleport in as well. Nyx Assassin as well, just a very nice hero to have versus Spirit Breaker, since it's very easy to cancel a Spirit Breaker charge. Well, maybe not very easy, but it's you know, one of the easier heroes to cancel a charge with. Let's just leave it at that. So we'll see what kind of global scale VP want to take. Again, this is usually in the context of trying to buy space for a certain hero. An anti-mage type hero sometimes have a Sven in that slot as well. So they do have several options as to what they want to actually carry with. Looking for perhaps a hero that would be more happy to pick up a Diffusal Blade, try to deal with that Necrophos. A Bloodseeker would be a pretty good hero to join up with this from Virtus.pro. If they want to play really aggressively, they can go for like a Luna or a Lycan type hero. Try to bring down those towers really quickly, and with Nature's Prophet, you can definitely do that. Venomancer also still in the pool, and would also be a reasonable pick here for both sides. That Sven I mentioned is going to be banned out. One of the go-to heroes, one of the go-to position 1 heroes for a counter Nature's Prophet. Once you get that Blink Dagger, you already have the cleave by that point for sure. His Treants push not very quickly up against the Sven, so it is going to be a pretty easy task for him there.
Virtus.pro's turn to pick.
We do have a Jakiro pick for our Team Empire. That was pretty interesting. I'm not huge on Jakiro in general. I feel like you definitely do want to have some way of setting him up. Yeah, counter push versus Nature's Prophet, again, this is really valuable. But they're just looking for that babysitting type hero. I guess you know, Jakiro's a solid one at poking. Like, what are the other options, right? Like, we see Shadow Shaman with Spirit Breaker sometimes, but Shadow Shaman is really clunky against Nyx Assassin as well as Nature's Prophet. You really don't want to have too much action there with the Shadow Shaman, but you will have a lot of action. I do like a Silencer quite a bit, but it may be a little bit early to pick that one up. I feel like Silencer is one of the more premium support heroes in this game, at least if you have to make a pick this blindly in the draft. Virtus.pro, though, going to grab an Oracle. And this is a hero that's, you know,
5 seconds
kind of 50-50. Again, much like the Jakiro, not really huge on the Oracle, but at least the Oracle has certain tells, right? You know when you should be picking up an Oracle. If you're up against Necrophos, if you're up against a Bat Rider, you should consider picking up an Oracle. Empire's still looking for their offlane, and as I said before, Darkseer is a possibility with this Jakiro pick for the Ice Path, Vacuum, Macropyre, Pain setup. Very, very powerful for sure, so we'll see if they want to do that. Really doesn't seem like, aside from that Nyx Assassin, that is going to be too problematic. Or an Axe, okay. Well, I mean, going back to this Oracle, like, you do ideally want to try to help your allies up against that Necrophos. That Scythe is magic. You have a spell that makes you completely immune to magic, or your allies completely immune to magic. Seems like a pretty good combo to me. False Promise is going to be somewhat answered by this Empire pick of the Axe.
5 seconds
Looking for
remaining.
a very aggressive lane in that bottom lane. Just definitely a run-at-you type style, Axe and Spirit Breaker. That's pretty much what they do, man. That is pretty much what they do. And with only an Oracle to hold them back, might be a little bit tough. I'm assuming Nyx Assassin is going to be the secondary support hero here as well. So if they do charge in, yeah, there's a little bit of AoE with Fortune's End, Impale as well. It's not too unreasonable. For right now, though, VP, they will tend to struggle with anyone really that they put in towards that bottom lane, or the top lane rather. So trying to mitigate that might be a little bit difficult. Like, you try to maybe outrange them. You could try to just Juggernaut and fight them. That doesn't really seem that strong against Axe, though. You can go for an Ursa and just outmatch them. You can go for a Venomancer as well, still in the pool. Just try to burn them down slowly but surely. Or you could say, yeah, we're just going to ignore that for right now. We're going to go ahead and go for a Puck. Another hero that is, you know, pretty high value. Going to be left in the pool till quite late. It's going to give Virtus.pro even more initiation. Nyx Assassin scouting, again, setting up for Nature's Prophet, but now also the Puck.
10 seconds
You're going up against Axe and Spirit Breaker, Coil, pretty strong. So the Puck is, you know, a reasonable pick here for Virtus.pro. It's not really super daring or anything like that. It's just a solid hero for the VP side to have. Starting the fights is a large-scale fight. Certainly is very different than starting engagements with Nyx Assassin and with Nature's Prophet teleporting in and stuff like that. You use that to pick off some random schmuck who's jungling, but you sometimes need to start a bigger fight, and Puck is certainly a hero that can do that, whereas Nyx Assassin, unless you have like the sickest Impale and a Blink Dagger, you're probably not going to be doing that very often. The Huskar is banned out. Gotta fear that Oracle Huskar combo.
Virtus.pro's turn to pick.
Virtus.pro ban out the Ant. I wonder if there's any chance that they go for a Drow here. Like, it's really tough playing Drow up against Spirit Breaker, but Gust is pretty good. They have a lot of ranged heroes already, and they have a save hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Like, that's pretty much all the checkboxes, right? Like, you're going up against an Axe Spirit Breaker, right? So you may be able to outrange them in the lane. And with an Oracle there, you can disarm. It seems like it's a possibility. If they really are not interested in playing this game and they just want to go into game 2 as fast as possible, Jow's probably the hero to do it, honestly. Might perhaps be a little bit fragile, considering how Empire do have that Necrophos. Like, you may have that save ability, but you can't really depend on that all the time. Just going to be that Troll Warlord. The Troll Warlord is, you know, perhaps not as direct as the Drow as far as the strategy is concerned, though they do accomplish fairly similar things. Like, what does Drow do? She gives an edge to all your lanes. She ends up not really crushing the lane, but it is certainly very powerful up against most lanes.
5 seconds remaining.
The Troll Warlord is going to be, again, a lane that Empire can kind of just run at. And though he may be able to withstand it somewhat with the whirling axes, get that evasion, or I guess evasion, mischance, whatever you want, mischance, evasion, it's the same thing, up against those two heroes. It is a possibility, but Ghost Stick taking up the axe now, and again, not much in the way of really high magic damage kill power, or even high physical damage kill power with this last Troll Warlord pick, means the axe should be mostly fine. And of course, for the last pick, Empire, they're going to pick up the probably easiest counter pick to make up against the mid lane puck, or what they assume is going to be a mid lane puck. So they're going to grab the TA. Just a perfectly reasonable pick there. Again, you're picking mostly for matchups at that point.
5 seconds
and all right. So yeah, they have a good matchup in the mid lane. Chappie should be taking towards safe for the Empire side, and we'll see what Virtus.pro can actually do with this Nature's Prophet. I don't have super high expectations for an Oracle and Assassin combo. It is possible that they set up on a hero like Templar Assassin, but your sequencing of spells is so difficult there, because VP, the way they gank is by damaging in chunks. There is really no damage over time here, unless you want to count Treants, and I'm not going to count Treants because that doesn't seem like a solid damage over time tool up against a TA. So if they are going to look to gank that TA, it will require her to be constantly pushing up the wave, for no one to be doing some chip damage beforehand or something along those lines. Alright, we're in.
Prepare for battle.
Empire going to be on the Radiant side. Got Miposhka playing the Spirit Breaker. Or prevent him first. As per usual, got Ghost Stick on the Axe top lane. Just gonna get that Poor Man Shield. Vanscore supporting as that Jakiro. Where's everyone else? You got FN here as Templar Assassin, and it looks like Chappie's a little bit faster out of the gate than I expected. I mean, this guy's old. He is smoked though, so 327 move speed, not bad. He got really far out of the fountain really quickly. Yeah, on that Necrophos, Solo is going to be handling the Oracle. We'll see if he can keep himself safe. Again, up against that Necrophos, it is important that Oracle stays as far in the back as possible. But up against a Blink Axe, a Blink TA, a Spirit Breaker charge, it's not easy. And actually, Pasha is going to be handling the puck as no one takes over the Nature's Prophet. Did they swap there, or was I just assuming the wrong way? I don't know. Ramses, either way, is going to take that Troll Warlord. We got Lil playing the Nyx Assassin, so it looks like Nature's Prophet, unless they... Well, this is definitely not a mid lane build coming out from the puck. So yeah, it's going to be a mid-Nature's Prophet up against that TA. And the puck is going to take to the offlane. Now, the puck going towards the offlane is something that's pretty much a standard solution nowadays. Like, we see very frequently this hero make that rotation, or even teams just straight pick that hero. Don't move solo. Jakiro's vision is based on movement. Or straight up teams pick the puck with the express intention of sending the puck towards that offlane. It's a very powerful hero up against certain matchups where the enemies don't have many stuns that are fast to cast, such as a Shadow Shaman. Like, if you're up against Shadow Shaman, you're not going to be super happy. Or the core in the lane doesn't really have all that much stunning action either, and the core in the lane is a Necrophos, who has, well, a stun at 6, and that's not really a stun to start a fight. Looks like the Boundary Rune is going to be secured. A little bit of a skirmish in the jungle. Damage traded, I think, in favor of Empire, but not by a huge amount. Poshka does have another charge soon. He is going to land an Orb of Venom hit, but it's a little bit too late. In the meantime, though, we were watching Solo, looking for this poor little red panda. No, not like this! Courier down is going to reveal the fact that there is some really deep vision behind this tier 1 tower. But FN is going to be going up against this No One Nature's Prophet. I actually don't know if I've seen No One play the Nature's Prophet before. I guess this is going to give them that damage over time tool in the mid lane, right? Treants is a damage over time tool versus TA. It kind of works like that, only sort of. But with those Treants, he should be able to manage that TA's offensive power. I mean, Poshka and Solo are going to start duking it out. This is not a fight Solo is ever going to win. He'd probably just start running right now, and he will do just that. But again, this is a good adaptation to kind of get over the fact that TA is probably one of Puck's worst matchups, if not Puck's worst matchup. Let's throw a different matchup at her, and I would say that this is actually a pretty good one. Templar Assassin is very low range, at least to start things off, and as much damage as she does, will compete up against a lot of extra damage, as well as the fact that she can't rely on that refraction defensively really at all, as long as no one keeps up his mana pool. Going for a 2 Null Talisman build, the fact that Nature's Prophet typically does have just a lot of intelligence, as long as he doesn't end up wasting these Treants, like throwing them into Sideblade, something like that, then you know, he should be fine. Although, as I'm staring at him, he's missing... Did he miss, like, every single CS so far? He got 1. Maybe I should look at a different lane so he can start getting some last hits. Looks like he got all the ones before I started looking, so we'll just leave him alone right now. They're going to leave Ramses to his own devices up towards top lane, as Solo is kind of chilling over in mid, giving him a little bit of assistance with that Nature's Prophet, but Ramses up against Ghost Stick is going to be in this situation pretty much the entire time. There's no way for a Troll Warlord to punish an Axe for doing this, at least not by himself, and again, with an Oracle and Nick Sasson, I'm not sure if they can really do anything to help stop this. Now, the great thing about this for the Troll Warlord is that you have a lot of armor, assuming you're in melee form. You have that 4-man shield as well, and you're sometimes ranged, so you can poke at Ghost Stick, but you have to be very careful, because even though you can poke at him, Ghost Stick with that Battle Hunger movement speed swing, the fact that he has boots, might just be able to run you down. If you get caught with the call, you're in for a bad time. Yeah, Solo's going in deep here from Aposhka. Oh, he's doing a lot of damage here as well. Ends up dropping him to 90. I mean, he's right next to his base. Oh, what is a Thunderhide doing here? What? Why? There's no reason why. Is that an Ancient pull? Oh my god, he pulled the Radiant creeps to the Ancient camp. Well, FN's gonna be forced to go under his tower for that. So, I guess that's kind of cool. That's a full creep wave, though, that no one's never gonna see again, and that's really bad. But no one actually does already have a little bit of experience lead up against TA since he got the earlier creep wave. TA should be able to bounce it off with these 2 range creeps here. But I feel like that's probably not a play that you are happy to make, and that kind of just happened. It kind of just happens, man. Ghost Stick is rather untouchable on that top lane. What's going on over in this bottom lane? It's expected to be one of the quieter lanes. Nick Sasson can't really do too much here offensively. Like, you're probably not going to get any kills here as the Empire side. And as the VP side, rather. And then for Empire, they are a little bit low on mana here for Chappie. Contesting the CS is definitely a possibility. The puck has a lot of base damage, a really good projectile. The more you can do that versus the Necrophos, the more mana burns you could drop on him, and we do see mana burn is already up on the Nick Sasson. Better off you're going to be up against that hero. Keep him low on mana, and that means you keep your lane nice and secure, nice and safe for that puck. Again, there's really not that much game here as far as killing off a puck for the Empire side. So the fact that they are even down below the threshold that you need to cast a Death Pulse, yeah, you're going to be in for a pretty good lane as the puck, assuming your assassin is still somewhat around the area. Puck doing what he can to try to get this pull off. Angscore doing what he can to counter here. Unfortunately, you'll need like 20 dual breaths to kill this wave off. It's never gonna happen, man. It's just never gonna happen. Let's see Pasha. Like, it's already a really tough lane, and the fact that, oh, well, Lil actually moved out towards mid. Treant's doing a lot of damage here. FN just can't walk through them. Is going to go down to right clicks. That's a lot of damage. That is not a double Null Talisman build either, even though he had it quick bought, or in his quick buy. The Bracer and Null, but either way, still, a lot of right click damage coming out of this hero. 82 at level 5 is really, really high. Now, of course, that is going to mix in the fact that there is some intelligence being thrown around in here with this build, but man, for just a right clicker, Nature's Prophet is not the worst one in the world. The only problem is that he usually suffers from a lack of control. And you know what? Control is what you get when you have a Nick Sasson rotating with that Sprout. Ghost Stick, though, maybe looking to make a response here onto no one. Greater Bash gonna push him further back. There is a Sprout here, but he gets bashed one more time. Treant Micro blocking off Ghost Stick. And now with Lil rotating in, can they turn around for the Spirit Breaker? Ghost Stick's gonna drive no one away, but everyone else, the supports, gonna go ahead and kill off that Spirit Breaker. Ghost Stick doesn't get any spins, gets one spin. Never lucky. Is gonna have to fall back. I like that play, I like that attempt, but VP right off the bat, ready to respond to that. And Nick Sasson just did not leave no one with those phase boots. Hard to catch up to, and now Ghost Stick is standing still. I mean, yeah, you stand still when you're waiting for the rune, but he's gonna take quite a bit of damage here. No one does not have another Sprout, but with right clicks and the Purifying Flames of Solo gets another kill in this mid lane. Now, I expected this lane would be a lane where he would be getting CS, chipping at the TA, maybe a rotation here and there. Nature's Prophet in the mid lane really isn't supposed to be dumpstering mids. He's really not CS-wise. It's still fairly close. Denies in favor of no one, but having lost that creep wave, yeah, should balance out more or less. Still, he's got phase boots. He is going to have some more items? No, that courier just diverted hard. What is he going to get? He has 800 gold. He has nothing in the pipeline right now. But he does have a teleport, he does have a sprout, and they do have a target, maybe. And Score and Chappie both going to get silenced. Wrath of Nature is castable, bounces through, and they burn him down. With also Solo arriving, they root up Chappie in the sprout. There is a... oh, counter versus Necrophos there. I forgot about that, guys. I mean, the big counter for... the big reason, the big game for the Oracle versus that Necrophos is the fact that you can Fate's Edict. But you could also purge off that that Ghost Shroud. It's not the cleanest example of you know, a good counter, but it does work at the end of the day, and I think they probably could have gotten the kill anyway. They had so many heroes rotating in, but hey, whatever works. 5-0 for VP, and usually when you have a strat like this, when you have heroes moving all around, your safe lane tends to suffer. Not quite the case. Ramses has handled this lane mighty well. In fact, he's gotten, I think, every single CS. I don't think the Axe has missed any because he's been like creep cutting the entire time, and they have the same amount of CS, so I would expect them to be, you know, very close to the same amount of percentage of creeps killed. This could be bad though. VP may be feeling themselves a little bit too much because, yeah, Templar Assassin, thank you, mate. Templar Assassin is a hero you do want to kill. You do want to commit heroes to that. They do not have a teleport from Nature's Prophet just yet, plus there's a Spirit Breaker coming in from behind. Now the VP side do see this, so Solo is gonna hide and TP out. Vision, man, that's the second time that Solo got paid off big by an Observer Ward. Of course, that first time being the courier kill. Now Lil can still stick around here, block the camp perhaps, or maybe he wants that camp to stack, and maybe VP are gonna look to jack him from FN. He's gonna chill right now and also steal quite a bit of experience here. It's being split 3 ways. Spirit Breaker, though, oh man, he's only level 2. He's not even level 3 yet. We'll grab that level 3 finally. But FN is certainly vulnerable here because there's a TP. No one's going to arrive. Has a double damage rune. Solo is walking in as well, and suddenly, surprise, there's Treants coming out of nowhere. Immediately 2 TPs come up. Impale's used, so they can't use it. Oh, they used the Fortune's End to stop the Spirit Breaker instead. That's just as good. Solo may be taking a lot of damage here, though. He does block the entirety of that dual breath. With the Edict, is going to burn down the Jakiro, still takes spins. The dunk is going to miss because of the Purifying Flames heal. Still goes down, but the spin with Ghost Stick. That was a pretty nice kill. Double damage on no one, working out. As the coil does come in, they orb through onto the Spirit Breaker. No one's going to escape Chappie. Oh no, the damage is not enough. He thinks it might have been enough, and he stopped moving. He could have maybe survived there, although Heartstopper, or I'm not sure. Either way, Miposhka, stuck with the birds, is going to go down as TA is finally back. But I don't think she can catch up to anyone here. They're all just a little bit too far ahead of her. The head start too much. And they're going to get away, only losing Nature's Prophet as well as that Oracle. Rather expendable hero, that Oracle. Nature's Prophet going down to the Necrophos is bad for sure, but he wasn't scythed. Or he wasn't scythed to get the additional respawn time. And still VP end up crashing that Templar Assassin really, really hard. Now, TA is a hero that can recover from a bad start, but the start is getting worse and worse as she's just not finding a lot of farm. Now, I expected this strat to be coming up, this Nyx Assassin invisible scouting for an Nature's Prophet strat, to come up at like 20 minutes or something like that. The fact that they're doing it before 10 minutes is a little bit ridiculous. You don't expect that. You don't expect these movements to be that aggressive. Like, if you're an Axe over here, or like, you know, creep cutting, then yeah, you assume an Oracle is going to come from here, an Nature's Prophet going to come from here, and then you're going to be a little bit unhappy. But here, like, a fight isn't supposed to start here at this time, but VP know exactly what to do to handle this TA. Gotta manage the amount of stacks she can get. And they're going to set up for a TP bank score. He does have a raindrop, he does have a TP, but does he have enough health to escape? Oh, he will die to the coil. TPing out of the coil does snap it, guys. And no one arriving again, setting up for, oh my god, 219 out of 10 kills. That's pretty ridiculous, man. That is insane. And I like this build as well. Phase boots is pretty standard stuff here, but going for the drums as well. Wants to be as aggressive as possible. Now looking for FN one more time. They're going to burn through a shield, but the fraction does go up once again. She is going to meld, and it looks like they forgot their vision. Whoops. That's fine, though. Sometimes you just gotta fire a warning shot. Let her know who's the boss. They do take down the tower anyway. It looks like that was a mirrored tower exchange. Chappie is alone on the top lane. Now Ramses, he does have a lot of attack speed, and he also has Mask of Madness. He's actually got for maxed out Fervor. Yeah, that is something you don't really see all that often, and this is definitely a min-max build coming out from the Troll Warlord. Now, ordinarily, in a lane that's not him versus Axe alone in a vacuum on the top lane, you'll be going for the Whirling Axes, right? You need that control to kill off the enemy off lane with your 2 buddy support heroes who are chilling with you. That is not the case in this game, so he adapted hard. Is going to be doing a lot less damage initially, but if a fight does happen where he is able to, much like the Nature Prophet, stay on the periphery and right-click in, Fervor is definitely easy to underestimate, and for Empire, they might not expect this. I'm not really sure how you play around that necessarily. I guess just keep getting the Troll Warlord to switch targets. I don't know how you would do that, but if they can, then yeah, they could play around this build, but Troll Warlord going for massive right-clicks as Lil is going to say hello and then walk away. Now, this build's not really going to be great in those scenarios most of the time because it's really hard to stay on the edge of the fight as a Troll Warlord. But you know what? Really good at killing off these objectives and farming as well. Ramses has been farming pretty much exclusively this game, but I think with just a TP into Roche, maxed out Fervor, Battle Trance, Mask of Madness, and just for the lifesteal, should be enough to get them a kill on that Roshan. Now they're going to go for the Necrophos over in the bottom lane. He is going to get his Ghost Shroud purged off. The Scythe on Ramses does absolutely nothing as Chappie gets a little bit too overexcited there. The backup is coming in. Blink Call is off the mark. Ramses still going to get charged with the False Promise comes out. The dunk will seal the deal. That's a big reason to pick up Axe, but it's going to cost them a lot. They lose Vank score. The Dragon comes in to do a useless Macropire in the back line, and they'll also lose the post because the reinitiation is going to come in from Ghost Stick. Lands a big call, but not getting quite enough spins. Finally, TA with the right clicks will set up for another Culling Blade. As now VP have lost most of their damage dealers. They are going to retreat. Looks like should be clean. No, another call from Ghost Stick is going to get a 3rd dunk in this fight. As Empire strike back really, really hard. Damn it, I always say that accidentally. Empire get a really good fight because Ghost Stick, surprise, surprise, has himself a Blink Dagger. And you are not going to expect that as the VP side, but now of course they will. So certainly possible to play around that. They do take down the Necrophos pretty timely. But for right now, that Axe is going to be an absolute monster. Again, the burst damage from VP is not all that high. They have been doing a pretty good job, but most of the damage in these fights have been just with phase boot heroes right-clicking. Purifying Flames is great, but up against a hero as tanky as Axe, Purifying Flames is not a dependable damage source. And you don't really want to risk that heal, so you know there's some really, really heavy risk there. Another strike and a charge. Constantly bumping the Assassin back. He's going to try to make a run towards Roche. No. Where's he going? Scythe. Okay, he's not going anywhere. He's pretty dead. Next Assassin down as Empire are going to get themselves quite a bit of gas off those engagements. VP, I don't think are going to be changing their playstyle anytime soon. They still have this objective killing power of the Troll Warlord. They still have clearly the assassination power to pick off those vulnerable heroes. They just have to watch their positioning a little bit more. Empire were already heading towards that bottom lane by the time the fight broke out. And Spirit Breaker can arrive to these fights very, very quickly. He's got maxed out charge. The VP have got to be careful of going in. Got to be make sure that they get in, get out really quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Got Blink Daggers coming up though. Puck already has. I always want to say his. We'll say Pasha has his, right? There you go. Well, they are looking for these opportunities, at least with the Axe. FN not quite super eager to go in just yet. At least not as the first hero. Can't make any of those assassination plays as of right now. Gotta wait for Ghost Stick to start things off. He does the Desolator first, so he has all the damage for the team. Try to set up for a quick sight. This smoke has been held for a very long time. Oh, and they're gonna jump in towards the puck. Immediately False Promise is gonna get the puck out of there. Call is gonna persist, but no more damage taken. He'll get juiced back up. This puck. And that smoke was 5 heroes on this mid lane for as many minutes, and it ultimately was just a waste of time. No one's gonna bump this bottom lane back even further towards the Radiant. He is not even being charged. Ghost Stick, though, pretty quick. Has a Blink Dagger. And he's gonna land the call with the full creep wave as well. Oh my god, this is gonna be an easy solo kill. No, he gets silenced, but still to run him down. Is Haste Rune good, guys? I think Haste Rune might be above average. The VP side immediately rotated in with everyone. But you caught the Nature's Prophet there. You are going to have that Blade Mail. Nature's Prophet does so much damage that Blade Mail is going to wreck him. Easy, easy kill for the Axe. You see VP knowing that Nature's Prophet is up and active in the fights in 15 seconds. Scouting out in the front, Lil. The rest of the heroes for VP, though they did teleport down to the bottom lane, were so far not spotted. Although with the lack of heroes up on top, Empire can assume that maybe something's going off here. Oh, there is a ward here, and they do blink in onto the Nyx Assassin. Asha does land only a one-man coil. They will try to save the Nyx Assassin with the Oracle. The Scythe is not going to be blocked. Looks like the Face Edict timed out just in the nick of time for Chappie. As FN does have that Blink Dagger, he'll assassinate solo as well. VP not really starting the fights off with enough damage right off the bat. End up getting substantially punished, and now maybe a little bit more. Charge right around the corner. They do silence the Spirit Breaker, so there's no Nether Strike, but they don't need another strike. They have Ghost Stick here. Off with his head. Yet another kill as we're trying to go in towards Roche now. Control Warlord has still not really been playing this game. EVE for the Ramses Troll. Sooner or later, they're going to need him to really be getting in there. And it's maybe a little bit earlier than he would really like. They do land the charge onto the puck with the call. He is going to be bailed out, at least for right now. Pasha heals, is going to get him out to safety as they do shred Ghost Stick. Macropyre will drive everyone else back. We can call that space created for Ghost Stick, as the rest of the Empire side were able to clear out Roche. Sorry guys, let me really quickly take a look at some things, because for some reason I'm getting some frame drops here, even though I had no issues like literally 2 days ago. It was just on a different channel. I don't know what is going on here. I'll see what I can do in between the games, but up until then, you guys are just gonna have to bear with me. It's weird, right? Sometimes you don't touch anything and then everything breaks and you don't know why, and it doesn't make any sense. Please, computer. I mean, you can tell the settings are already pretty darn low. This Nyx Assassin does not look super glorious. By the way, Troll Warlord did get in there for the first time in that last fight. Mask of Madness, SNY. This guy is really powerful. Let's get a little bit of that nuke damage now from the Whirling Axes as well. But can he actually afford to go in with the threat of Axe? It's going to be a little bit of a challenge for sure. FN's got that Desolator. He really wants to use it on this tower. Blink Dagger, Refraction Charges, and a Force Staff and an Aegis. They will go for Poshka instead. Two-man coil silence. They will be able to make short work of the Spirit Breaker. The TA, though, will get out of there. Tower will be held. Other Empire heroes looking like they want to come in, not able to get in quite quick enough. It's a quick end to Miposhka. There's going to be a coil deployed, though. There's a lot of sentry coverage. I think they will see anything invisible in that area twice.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom lane being pushed in the meantime. Bank score with that liquid fire, just doing Jakiro things. Slowly but surely, this tower will fall. Especially since no one on VP actually wants to move in towards this. It's kind of surprising. Like, it's just a Jakiro Necrophos. And they don't have a coil. They don't have a Vendetta either, so that would be why. At least Vendetta used is nowhere in the relevant area. Lil's still searching. Oh, he's trying. And he found Bank score. Impale on the mark. Here comes no one. In the trees with right clicks. They should be able to take him down with the Orchid. Ghost Stick going to arrive though. Call with the Blade Mail. Is going to get a handful of spins. And FN's going to come in as well with the Desolator. They have the charge onto Lil. He'll try to TP out. Spike Carapace will stun Miposhka, but it will not stun Ghost Stick. 1-2 shots from FN. Double on the Templar Assassin. Everyone else from VP going to get the hell out of there. Empire are just so quick to respond, and this is something you don't expect. Solo probably is safe, right? Yeah, he's going to be safe. And the responses from Empire have been literally instant. Like, as soon as they hit that Jakiro, immediately Axe comes in. Templar Assassin was already in the area. Super fast rotation, and there's not much you can do about that as VP. Like they used all their tools there. They maybe could have left a little bit earlier, expecting the soul burn from the Orchid to pop the Jakiro and then, you know, maybe get some distance, but it is going to be a difficult call because Orchid it's hard to gauge how much damage you'll actually do with that. Find the Oracle. Ghost Stick's force staffing him closer to Miposhka. Sets up for the kill, but they all get hit with the coil, as well as silence. The Impale misses though. Who's going to do the damage here? I'm not sure if anyone is here. No one is going to arrive finally, but Lil's already not in a good spot. Will's by Carapace. Scythe will not get the kill either. He will eventually go down just right click. Pasha going to read his shape, but oh man, takes way too much damage. He's going to get right click down. And now Ghost Stick's here. Gets the Nature's Prophet with a call, shreds him. And ultimately, the only survivor is Troll, who was, I guess, on the bottom lane. I'm not entirely sure. I guess just counter pushing. This is a problem. VP are trying to fight kind of only with the half of their team. Trying to save an Oracle there is not really worth their time. If you're going to fight, man, you got to be ready to fight with everyone. You can't afford to just scrape together a handful of heroes because clearly at this point, Empire are more powerful than you are. I mean, that's been shown time and time again in these fights. You have to get to a state where you're ready to cut your losses. Just accept the fact that, hey, we're not going to win this engagement. The enemy TA still has her Aegis. Probably not worth your time. Why is it lagging? Why is it lagging? Alright guys, I will try to touch up some things, but I'm not sure if it's actually going to work. At least not right now. Oh, bait, Chappie. He's looking pretty tasty. Ends up getting stunned by the Death Pulse, but Ghost Stick is immediately here. Jump in for a call. Poor Solo. That's literal two-shot kill. Pasha also takes a spill hit there. Is going to blink out before the Battle Hunger can actually do damage. Puck has Yule's Phase Shift and another Orb. I don't think they can catch up to him. Thank you, Ramses, for pausing for me so I could actually see if any of this... Okay, never mind. Okay, Puck does have an Orb out. Silence on the Axe. He has a Blink and a Call. Will hold on to it. Call will be dodged. He has a Force Staff soon. There's a charge coming in. Pasha has another Orb, though. This is the greatest chase I've ever seen. Pasha will be fine as he gets back up towards the high ground. But still, Empire are just playing with VP at this point. Like, that bait on the Necrophos. You don't, I mean, you're chilling as Necrophos here. That's not too out of the ordinary. The fact that he has literally his entire team behind him. They just have constant reads on what VP want to do. A little bit of a push towards this bottom lane. Not going to be super substantial. Everyone else moving up towards top. Expecting perhaps a Nature's Prophet to show up. I would bet Nature's Prophet would want to start showing this top lane. Bank score is going to arrive. Make that a little bit less appealing. Ghost Stick as well is going to arrive. The rest of the VP in the meantime, though. Go to smoke up and just hunt. Who are they going to find? They find FN. Does have a Blink Dagger. Is going to get Yule's up first, though. Yeah, force. Oh, he's gonna dodge everything. He had refraction up. They were trying to buy time with that Eul Scepter for refraction to, you know, kind of time out. But I don't think there's any way for them to actually stun on landing. The only way that they do have is an impale from the Nyx Assassin, I suppose. I guess they can root you with Fortune's End. If they, again, it has to be timed absolutely perfectly. And Blink Dagger is usually going to come out faster than those tools. VP still hunting though. They have another smoke. And Empire may not expect the second one here. Chappie will blow the smoke of Ramses. And there is a diffusal blade fresh for that Ghost Shroud. But still this Necrophos is really tanky. They jump in on the Templar Assassin. Can they burst her down? Coil Wrath of Nature does a lot of damage. She's 4 stabs out. Those Ghost Stick comes in for a 2-man call. Cleans up to immediately as no one's going to buy out. They're kind of going all in for this. I'm not really sure if that's the greatest decision in the world. The Assassin also down and GG is called. VP run into a brick wall of Empire heroes and do like half of the Axe's damage, health of damage, and it doesn't matter because it's Axe and that's entirely his job to take damage. Empire are going to destroy VP off of, yeah, a little bit of a slow start, but Blink Dagger on Axe, man. Blink Dagger on Axe, the fact that VP had so much more control, yet it never really did anything. I mean, I'm not going to say that Ramses was the cause of that. That certainly is not the case. It's just the fact that they don't have a damage answer. They don't have a burst damage answer, as an offlane puck can only do so much. Guys, this is going to be the end of Game 1. Empire versus VP will move into Game 2. And I will, I think, have to restart the stream and see if I can fix stuff up here on my end. So there'll be a little downtime, rest assured. It will be back up before the second game starts. I'll be right back.